Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy MC Fire. We're back. Definitely taking a look at the market today for the 21st, Thursday of November. Market coming in real strong. Catching these. I really like the symbols, SPY and the Qs to kind of take a look at price action and see where things are kind of moving and lining up here. So, first thing we've been talking about this all week, the Qs and some selling pressure in the Qs, kind of pulling back from highs. I mean, we're talking about relatively uh that's good news right there. Nvidia popping high. Relatively at highs, kind of getting rejected, which makes sense. You want to buy close to your tight moving averages and selling away. But seeing these guys step in, we went on and took a position to the upside here in the relative short term. We're looking for, I guess, not too much to make a decision. Kind of close that gap, take maybe some off the table. There's no butterfly effect there, but it might have been a good idea to put one. We'll go take a look at Nvidia since it did register as popping high. So that's really great news for us, man. So Nvidia cracking high. Essentially, what happened is on the dip, took a position off the trigger, followed our rules, kind of got out, and then added a major position down here in Nvidia. So this is kind of earnings is that it's still doing really good, and so this news for Nvidia is extremely great. So once we took this position, once sitting around this part, we went on and rolled all the way up to 151. We do have a leap contract for this one, so you guys are seeing it in real time as it breaks that leap level. You get to take a peek here, and see kind of where we're at. So already have rolled it considerably year to date. Nvidia has already netted us like about 2,000 that we've taken off the table, right? And then you have currently open about 37% off the roll, which is really, really good. We also have BKR. That alert came in as well. We've been tracking that one for a minute. Absolutely nail biter of a rip there. Like, oh my goodness, right? G4 pull. So the crazy part is this is kind of the position where we roll it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now, and you'll see how we roll in real time. It's already at 98%. So we'll come in here in our monitor tab, hit the vertical, right click, create rolling order by vertical. We're not going to necessarily roll. It still has some legs on it, but essentially, whenever it kind of gets in hot water, all I do is I have my 50 and my 20. So there, it's like 46, and about here is your 20. We're going to roll that up as well. So we're going to kind of spread it out. We're actually going to go a little higher. We want to take as much juice off the table as we can. So what are those strikes on the buy side? What it likes to do though is it'll roll out and up, really just roll out. So it helps you kind of organize it. So this one, our it expires in December 20th, where this is expiring in January 17th of January. So we're gonna use the buy side for the January one, the 45 strike, and that's what we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy the 45 strike. We're gonna sell uh the 48. We're gonna sell the 48, guys. Yeah, there we go. Selling the 48 and locked in. And then we're going to change the expiration to still current expiration. We don't need to roll for time until we need to. Just taking some money off the table there. Boom. So that's in. It will queue in a sell buy order here and a sell order for the one that we bought, and then a buy order here and a sell order for the one that we want to get into. Will let it do its thing if it's an aggressive territory. Maybe it'll push and get us in, or take a dip and get us in. I don't know. But yeah, the volatility there, just as things approach highs, we want to be. It's not like a level of resistance that we want to kind of respect, right? Why do I do that? The meta behind it, the idea behind it is you're taking your edge from here, right, and respecting fundamentals. So 3 ATR statistically has been shown that uh, stocks don't typically like to stay in that range. So if you're going to look for pivots in market hasn't necessarily found fair value or price yet. 3 ATRs where everyone's kind of like, okay, we'll slow down Bessie, see if we can come back and get some sanity going, because this is a massive rip. took the buy, took the roll, looking to take another roll, just looking to just milk this thing for what it's worth. So shout out to BKR there. Nike, we're gonna check on Nike. We're just gonna let this thing play out. Has kind of bounced a little bit. Might be finding some resistance. Our alert is down here. So we have to just watch it, but really buyers haven't really stepped in a big way. So we'll just let the thing play out. QCOM kind of showed up on the radar yesterday. There with a massive drop after really the first trigger was back here. So you would already be in. This is kind of a blowout candle. This is where when I see stuff like this, I'm in and I see a massive amount. Just, you take your base hit and don't try to steal second. That's really kind of what it is. Take your base hit or really your double. This is really a double. Don't try to round third. don't try to yeah, it's here, but take some money off the table, and now you have the luxury of pulling your hard-earned money off the table, and now you're in the trade for free. I hope you guys can understand that concept as a form of life. If you can have an opportunity for very little risk and have money back in your pocket that's your hard-earned money, that is amazing to me. That idea that I can do that is crazy. We're gonna go take a look at some other ones. So gold kind of worked out really well for us, being up 17%, and there's some follow through. So we kind of update on that. We'll go back to the. We'll close this because yeah, it's doing its thing. It's up 40%. So last time we looked, it was up 17. Now it's up 40. Kind of short term, really with the trigger here. Definitely met our criteria. Very good uptrend. Qs are on S bull of the day. So shout out to it. But yeah, absolutely nice way to do things here. Popping up and hopefully it rallies. I think then the market kind of got spooked. Silver, I think, also got spooked a little bit too. A little heavier than others. So silver doesn't track one for one for gold, but it does kind of follow. So maybe we could see after that route from the last 3 weeks, maybe we could see some recovery in silver as well. I don't know if you gold or silver bugs are out there. But there's also some Bitcoin bugs, and let's talk about it. Not BTC, GBTC. Sorry. GBTC. Nice. The Bitcoin ETFs. Making a mammoth move over the last 2 weeks. We do have and added to the position a little early back here, and then like way back here. I wouldn't say early in the development of Bitcoin though, but relative to the green trend change, that's why this is always good. So like if you want to be a long-term buyer in something and the trend hasn't changed, you don't have to buy it. Like that's really kind of the kicker. Like if you buy it here, right, but the trend hasn't changed, you're gonna wait you can get it down here. You can save all your money all the way down here, take the buy. It's so finding simple systems that work. One simple way to identify the trend, live and let live that, and then one to trigger, live and let live that. The Qs and the SPY are S bull in the day, but yeah, absolutely massive for the GBTC. That is in rocket ship parabolic mode. So the news that there might be some form of like the US's acceptance in the Bitcoin space is going to definitely send that to the moon, and the fact that it's limited in quantity, it's going to be. So just having that diversified portfolio so that no matter where the chips fall, you're catching a windfall, right? This is good. We're going to take a look at some in the slots and some buys on the day and some sells on the day. So we're going to take a look at if anything generated. We do have some things in hot water. You got Meta here, kind of getting punched to the downside, struggling a little bit. So it'd be interesting to watch how the Qs can push without Meta, Microsoft pushing. We'll go take a look at Apple too, since these are in slump mode right now. But Nvidia is pushing, so that's good, right? They're still kind of holding their teeth though. So Q's kind of the big hitters are kind of a mixed bag. Just something to watch out for, right? We did get a single share of Apple there because we wanted to leverage more heavily in Nvidia, and right on for us, it had a lot more buzz and a lot more shaken. So This is a nice pop, but as you can see, it's already kind of pulling back. So yeah, there is a lot of pressure here. AVGO. Let's go take a look at this tech company. So Broadcom, also getting a lot of news for some of the things that some of our key Democratic politicians invest in. So seeing this kind of slump is, we're gonna trade it the way we trade it, not the way that they have a little to do dahs and insider stuff and all this other stuff. We're gonna get rid of this right here and start putting. There was a time when I was tracking and dodging these earnings, but I don't kind of do that anymore. Because I kind of do have learned there's other strategies to embrace that massive amount of volatility. So don't waste the opportunity. Really, is kind of what it is. Use the opportunity wisely, and I'll probably build a course out showing you all the details on why not dodging the or having a position to potentially profit on the volatility. It won't necessarily have to be a very like extensive course, but if you guys want something like that, we could talk about it. The core, I like kind of. I hate that we missed this play. I was at the time looking for more down plays, and I don't know where I was for this because this is right in the wheelhouse what we're looking for. Um, it's perfect because you see them step in. So what's so cool about what we've built over here is we see the trigger to the high side, but it gets pretty much washed immediately. So if it was going to find some resistance and bounce, it could do that. But if these guys don't step in, the buyers don't step in, um, it's gonna get washed, and it's gonna get washed hard, and it did, and like in a very short time span, it got absolutely clean house, like 1 week. So you're looking for those nice. That would be a nice double there, almost completing his rotation here. But we did, I think, take this play down back here. A little aggressive though. Saw it. I was like, okay, these guys are. We'll take our chance. It won't wait for it to break. We'll just take it. Because it was like post right at earnings, so I took that earnings play. I did end up rolling it and then closing it right on for us because closed it, took our money off the table. The trigger kind of works the same way too. So getting in and getting out, right? Breaks. It's already in downtrend. We got the trigger to take that play, but then after you get your money and it almost completes the rotation, the first like warning sign that like, hey, you got a base hit. Let it don't steal second is here. These sellers pretty much get washed in the next 4 days. So I was like, way risk to reward. Just get out, and if it sets up, cool. If it doesn't, cool, right? So we rolled it. If it pushes down, awesome. We're still in the play. But once it breaks, I was like, nah. Let's take a peek at USO. We do have a position in USO. It's been a longer term position. Hasn't done us very well. We've been in this for a hot minute. I think this also provides some sort of dividend. Maybe I have to go check. But uh, United States Oil (USO) is kind of on the slump there. I wouldn't say necessarily something that I would be looking to hold, buy, invest long term right now. The time to kind of see that was back here, trend change, or you could even catch back here, trend change. Catching the trend changes is super important. Might actually put indicator, but really, the stuff is already out there, right? You don't need you might need an alert for, hey, this trend has changed when your watch list like crosses these levels. No matter what your moving averages are, ours is 8 and the 21. You got the 8 exponential and the 21 simple. Some might argue between one or the other. For me, it's just the concept. If I've got a fast moving indicator, I want the most up to date data, and if I've got a based indicator, I want the standard, right? I want you to look back and weight it evenly. So that's the mental logic there. All exponentials of moving averages do is just weight the more recent data heavier. Moving on to oil, kind of going to be the same story as the USO, U.S. Standard Oil. Light sweet crude is kind of mirroring that. So if you look at that chart and you look at this chart, very similar relatively, right? Got a peak here, a couple peaks here, slumping, and same thing here. Got a peak here, and somewhat slumping. So not one for one, but kind of close. Not anything necessarily on the scanner for those. And then we've got, let's see, we got anything in this lot? Yes, we have a lot in this lot. So we got a lot we can talk about. After we get through this one, we'll probably let it go, see if we can find some juicy gems. Intel, look at that. Look at Intel. So Intel, right, definitely positioned to sell Mr. Intel. It's been really stiff competition. That's really all it is for Intel. Didn't Once you see this, it was on earnings. Once you see this, this is an opportunity to potentially take the play, but there's no opportunity between that. Like the move at this is the move, right? And after hours trading. We also have HD Home Depot, right? Again, nice place to take this trigger here. Boom. I think we never got filled on that. We wanted to take the play. That's why the arrow's there. We were in there. I never got filled, and it took off, and I wasn't gonna chase it, but it had a lot more room to grow. Essentially, going from 393 to it high of 415. So it would have been a very nice play. We were there. We put the plan in place, right? As you can see, my alerts there. Really, the idea was boom, come in here, and if it goes to highs, we'll take that play, right? But now, if it's same thing, so this is here because these guys are kind of exposed, so we'll see if it breaks there. But originally, the plan was get in here, stop out at the low, and take the buy up to like pivot high. That's what it was, where you can make a decision to roll and then probably take some off the table at new pivot high relative to here, right? That's like up here. So probably would not have got the roll, but would have took some off the table, that's for sure. Take our risk off the table. We've got Dominion and looking pretty good. The trend change is there. We were tracking the trend change for Dominion. So as it stands right now, you've got a buy trigger already in there, and there has not been a lot of fall through with that. Kind of sticking with the we're in like me and my partner are in a kind of a transitional period, so there might be some pulls from the account to go, do what we want to do. This is kind of why you do things. Don't just keep money in your account like a hoarder. If you're making profits, you have real edge. You can make a lifestyle trading, and trading can add certain qualities of life that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Go take a trip. Go experience things with your family. This is kind of why we're here as traders. Isn't just to master the skill set. It's to master the skill set, do something that we absolutely love, and right, enhance our life. So alert coming in on Google. There is a lot of, I guess for the Qs and the market, there's a lot of selling pressure. So we could say, go ahead and put this here. The Googles are in a downtrend. Like this is not, you're like, oh man, Google's been in an uptrend for a while. Yeah, but the timing has changed, right? This is not an immediate trigger, but you do need to be cognizant of what's going on. If Google is one of the Magnificent Seven, then you're gonna want to at least track when these guys get kind of get beat down here, and it's kind of a big deal. They could find some support, but again, right now, as it stands, Google is to me defined as in a downtrend. The 21 period moving average is slumping down, and the faster moving average is kind of below it. Right now, it just kind of popped above, but remember, 21 simple is kind of the North Star. So as long as the 21 is kind of leaning to the downside, we're not gonna change that. ACN, look at that, loving it. So nice push. I think we took this play with a butterfly. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we got ACN popped out of the butterfly here. It just popped, and we were like, oh, okay, we'll just take it, take the money and run. Shout out to us that we did. It pulled back immediately. What was the plan though? The butterfly was central strike was up here, so lower strike was like somewhere in here. As it got up there, we just took it off, right? We weren't expecting for too much. When you look at the weekly here, it was already, I didn't want to be a dick for a tick. We went on and took it off, and shout out to us. But there is a current trigger to execute entry if you're looking to take that. And fundamentally, that's not necessarily bad either, right? It did respect this level, this key level. And so as we put levels back in here, let's go ahead and put these levels in here and then put all-time high level there. We're going to put that on the screen for you guys. Boom. So that's a kind of a level that you could respect. Multiple touches here on the weekly, couple touches here, break above, then immediately pull back on the weekly here. Not too bad. And then all-time highs, we'll throw on a red there. We kind of want to know when all-time highs are kind of going off there. So boom, there it is. So all-time highs and levels to respect. Nice rotational push off bottom. No real trigger on the thrust to the downside, but nice rotation, respect off bottom. So if these guys remain, and these guys they really didn't get paid, so count that rip in. But if these guys don't get paid again, it really could maneuver up to the upside. So if you're holding, you see it double bounce higher, making higher lows and higher highs short term in an uptrend. Smart move, I would say. Get out of the way of the shark for sure. XLRE, we're talking real estate, baby. Nice kick so far in a very juicy uptrend. We kind of put the rotation in there, but once it broke, it kind of ran, which is good. We are in XLRE. We do have some holdings in some REITs as well, like and I think Simon Property Group we watch pretty regularly. I've been looking for I want to get in that if I'm not already in it, but we'll put a nice green right in there. Shout out to the greens. I don't know if you guys are any of Game of Thrones fans, but shout out to the greens. Anyways, then we have you've got starting kind of going choppy here, right? 21 did start to slump, so we'll put that there accurately too. Just as we go through, we just update our charts so you can kind of see what we're seeing, right? So a really strong uptrend for the XLRE. Not really the ripping triggers that I like to see. Like this would have been one, but you'd still be in that. No stop out here. You want to respect all your buyers. No stop out there, and it still has room to grow. It isn't an uptrend. Nice pullback over multiple weeks. And so there could be potential for a 3-week play there. How I would play it, if I was playing it, I would respect not the immediate high. I need at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward, so maybe right here, probably 3 weeks to a month to let this play out. About 4 weeks to let this play out, and yeah. But typically we want to be long-term buyers on trend changes, and we want to be relatively tight buyers on these volatile dips. So buying the dips is typically going to be with verticals or naked options. Most of the time I don't, naked option, but if that's your cup of tea, it is what it is. I'm not going to be one to if you've got something that flies, I'm not going to be your SAM site. So yeah, if it flies, let it go. I don't think we got filled in the condor for BKR, so we might actually, it's still out there, still sitting out there working. So what we'll do is we'll give the market some juice here. Okay, cancel or replace. I just don't like it just sitting out there, really. So it says sitting at $1. It's like, yeah. How about that? You like that? Boom. Cool. So it actually got filled. Nice. Like point of order, right? Good stuff. We end up edging out in the end anyway, so that's good. So we'll go ahead in like good order. We'll go ahead and take the this and put a light green there, light green arrow, just so we can kind of bookkeep as we move along. It's a good system for me, kind of just using the tools that we have at our immediate disposal, and you have a nice visual track. So you guys, this channel is pretty much complete transparency. The one thing I like about trading and markets is it really is a world of abundance when you see the amount of volume that's traded every day, the amount of buying and selling that happens every day in like something like 4,000 symbols. Like, you can find your flavor. Like me being good isn't going to take away from you being good. So this is why I really don't mind sharing. Statistically, a lot of people aren't gonna, find my channel or implement my strategy anyway. So it's really not a big deal. With some people will say, well, if you put your system out there and it's so good, won't everybody do it? Most of the people that are doing like options trading or speculators, it really only makes 20% of the market. So 80% of the market is people that genuinely need whatever it is you're selling, whether it's a certain commodity, soybean, oil, rice, whatever that is. They're going to need actual execution on the thing. They're coming to the market to absorb that. Whether it's 401k and your hedge fund has to balance certain things, they're going to need certain requirements for dollars, certain requirements for allocation of Qs, SPY, all that stuff. They're going to need that stuff. So when they buy, it's not like I'm just going to hold it for 3 days or 3 weeks. They're like, nope, I need to maintain this portfolio allocation. That is 80% of your market. So 20% is like your speculators. We don't really have. I wouldn't say we're a fly on the wall, but we're not the driving force. The driving force is people actually needing the thing that they're actually going in the market to grab. But yeah, that's your guys' video today. So shout out to the BKR roll and shout out to the Qs. Maybe the Qs can find some real strength here. They did find some, but the sellers are really stepping in here heavy. Shout out to them, right? If you're selling, if you're buying, whatever your flow mojo is, do your thing. But this is your boy MC Fire. You guys have a wonderful day on this Thursday and prepare for the weekend. Have a good day and goodbye.